Good morning, students. Today we will be studying about the electron transport chain that is related to the uh, cellular respiration process. And this is the chain which is involved in the synthesis of ATP, that is the energy currency in the mitochondria. So, electron transport chain is a set of enzymes within the series of reactions which undergo transport of electrons from electron donors to electron acceptors through redox reactions. So, these enzymes which are utilized in these series of reactions, these are located on the inner mitochondrial membrane. So if we see the structure of mitochondria, this will be the outer mitochondrial membrane, or we can say OMM. Then there will be the inner mitochondrial membrane. This we will be labeling as the IMM. Then between these two, inner and outer membrane, there will be the space. This space is called as the intermembrane space or IMS. And then this membrane, double layer membrane of mitochondria, is enclosing a matrix. So if we highlight the structure, we will be seeing the series of complexes, and this highlighted structure I will be showing all of you to explain the cellular respiration. Now, these enzymes which are involved in this electron transport chain, these enzymes are synthesized in the mitochondria itself. So these enzymes, we can say that electron transport chain, it is also called as respiratory chain, and it is composed of 5 enzyme complexes. We can see here these are the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are 5 enzyme complexes. This we can see, this is the outer membrane, outer mitochondrial membrane, that is OMM, and this one is inner mitochondrial membrane, that is IMM. This is the inner mitochondrial space, that is IMS. Outer mitochondrial membrane, inner mitochondrial membrane, inner mitochondrial space. Then this membrane is enclosing the matrix which will be here. So these enzyme complexes are embedded in the inner mitochondrial membrane. So these enzyme respiratory chain enzyme, that is the enzyme complexes in which the 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, this belongs to ETC, that is electron transport complex, but the 5th one belongs to oxidative phosphorylation. Now these complexes are located, as I have told, on the inner mitochondrial membrane, and they are polypeptides, means the proteins, the enzymes which are involved in the transport of the electrons. So these polypeptides are originating from 13 proteins. Means these are actually the 13 proteins which are encoded by mitochondrial DNA. Means in the mitochondria the DNA is also there, and this mitochondrial DNA synthesizes the proteins which are involved in electron transport carrier. So the mitochondria plays an important role in oxidative phosphorylation as well as in electron transport chain. But in addition to this, mitochondria also plays important role in apoptosis, that is the programmed cell death. Means along with the electron transport chain and the oxidative phosphorylation to synthesize ATP, mitochondria plays also few roles, that is the apoptosis. Then the second one is production of reactive oxygen species. Then it plays great role in calcium homeostasis, means balance of calcium ions in the body. Then it is also playing role in the immunity of the body. Then most widely accepted theory is by many other theories are also there, but most widely accepted theory is by chemiosmotic theory proposed by Peter Michel. Means chemiosmotic theory is the best theory accepted by all for the synthesis of ATP, and it is proposed by Peter Michel. That is the chemiosmotic theory of the synthesis of ATP. Then this theory explains two processes, that is oxidation as well as phosphorylation. Then proton motive force in this theory caused by electrochemical potential difference which drives the mechanism of ATP synthesis. Means the difference in the concentration of hydrogen ions on both the sides of the mitochondrial membrane drives the mechanism of ATP synthesis. Means due to the difference in potential of the hydrogen ions on both the sides of mitochondrial membrane, ATP is synthesized. ETC is, we have seen ETC, that is electron transport chain, is a series of reactions which undergoes transport of electrons from electron donors to electron acceptors through redox reactions. Now, electron donors are synthesized in the process of Krebs cycle, that is NADH2 and FADH2, which we have seen when we studied the Krebs cycle in our previous session. Then electron transport chain, where it occurs in mitochondria, mainly in the inner mitochondrial membrane and inner mitochondrial space. So we can see here the cell, this is the cell, and these are the mitochondria in the cell. This is the cell cytoplasm, or we can say cytosol of the cytoplasm. So in the cytosol we have seen the glycolysis process takes place, and in the glycolysis glucose is converted to pyruvate and in the conversion of glucose to pyruvate, we have seen NADH gets reduced to NADH2. Then this pyruvate enters into the mitochondria and gets converted into acetyl coenzyme A. Then this acetyl coenzyme A enters into the Krebs cycle, or we can say TCA cycle, that is the tricarboxylic acid cycle or Krebs cycle, and through this cycle we get the hydrogen donors, that is FADH2 and NADH2. These hydrogen donors are donating the electrons in the electron transport chain for the generation of energy currency, that is the ATP. So we can see here these are the electron carriers. We can also say that they are the electron donors because they carry the electrons to electron transport chain and they donate their electrons. So they carry electrons and are transferred through redox reaction in the electron transport chain. Now, in the electron transport chain, there are certain things required. So these requirements are NADH, that is the NADH, and that is the nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide for hydrogen carrier. And then FADH2, that is flavin adenine dinucleotide, again for hydrogen donors. Then coenzyme Q, it is also called as ubiquinone. Then complexes, enzyme complexes are there. Why we call them complexes? Because these enzymes carry the enzymes as well as some supporting chemicals also, like iron, sulfur compounds, etc. So that is why these are called as enzyme complexes. So first enzyme complex is NADH dehydrogenase, second is succinate dehydrogenase, third is cytochrome BC1 complex, fourth is cytochrome C oxidase, and the fifth one is, because it is not involved in ETC, these are all involved in ETC, that is electron transport chain, and this is involved in the phosphorylation, that is the oxidative phosphorylation. So that is the ATP synthetase, that is the fifth complex, and all these complexes are found in inner mitochondrial membrane. So now we can see this electron transport chain with this diagram. You can see this is the IMS, that is the inner mitochondrial space. There will be the outer mitochondrial membrane also. This is inner mitochondrial space. This is inner mitochondrial membrane. So this is the bilayer of inner mitochondrial membrane. This will be the bilayer of outer mitochondrial membrane, and between these two membranes there will be the space, inner mitochondrial space. So these complexes are there which are found in the embedded in the inner mitochondrial membrane. So this is complex 1. It is called as NADH dehydrogenase or ubiquinone oxidoreductase. Then second complex is succinate dehydrogenase or Q, that is a ubiquinone oxidoreductase. Then third complex is the ubiquinone cytochrome C oxidoreductase. Then the fourth complex is cytochrome A3 complex. Then, so we will be studying one by one. about each complex. Now complex 1, complex 3 and complex 4, they are releasing the hydrogen ions in the inner mitochondrial space from matrix to inner mitochondrial space. So what happens? The NADH, which is the hydrogen ion carrier, it gets reduced in the presence of enzyme NADH dehydrogenase and releases the electrons. 2 electrons will be released here, and this will be accepted by flavin mononucleotide, and it is transferred to iron sulfur complex. Then this iron sulfur complex will transfer it to quinone. Then quinone is the mobile carrier of these are 1, 2 and 3 and 4. They are fixed. They cannot move here and there. But these quinone, ubiquinone and cytochrome C are mobile carriers. Means they carry the electrons from one complex to the other complex. So quinone accepts the electrons from 1 and carries it to third complex. So while it is accepting the electrons, the energy of electrons is causing the hydrogen ions move to inner mitochondrial space from matrix. So from movement of one electron carrier causes 4 hydrogen ions to come into the, means 1 NADH when releases hydrogen ions, when get it reduced to NAD, it is releasing 2 electrons, and with the release of 2 electrons, 4 hydrogen ions from matrix, they come into the inner mitochondrial space. Then these electrons, when they are carried to third complex, again here also 4 electrons are being carried, 4 hydrogen ions are being carried from matrix to the inner mitochondrial space. Then in the third complex, cytochrome B accepts the electrons. Now these, although 2 electrons are being released, but one by one ubiquinone is carrying the electrons. Means it will carry 1 electron, pass it to the third, again come to the complex 1, carry 1 electron, pass it to the third. So one by one the electrons are being carried. So it is accepted by cytochrome B, then cytochrome B passes it to iron sulfur complex, then it is accepted by cytochrome C1, then cytochrome C1 pass it to cytochrome C, again the mobile carrier of the electron. So this cytochrome C takes the electron from complex 3 and pass it to complex 4. Then this complex, when this electron is being passed from my matrix, the hydrogen ions, 4 hydrogen ions for every electron are being released into the mitochondrial space. Then in the fourth complex, the hydrogen ions are accepted by cytochrome A and passed to the cytochrome A3. But here 2 hydrogen ions are brought back into the matrix, and they are accepted by oxygen to form water molecule. So net hydrogen ions which are being released in the space is the 2 hydrogen ions. Although 4 are coming, but 2 are again coming back to make the water molecule, and 2 are released in the space. So in the fourth complex, 2 hydrogen ions are only released in space. So 4 are released in the complex 1. So there will be synthesis of, these will be utilized for synthesis of 1 ATP. In complex third also 4 hydrogen ions are released. So they will be utilized in the synthesis of 1 ATP. And 2 are only released in the cytochrome 4, complex 4. So this will be utilized in the synthesis of half ATP. That is why from these complexes only 2.5 ATP are synthesized by oxidation reduction of NADH. Then second complex is not releasing any hydrogen ions here, but it is also donating the electrons because of the dehydrogenation of FADH2 to FADA. So these electrons released by FADH2 are accepted by iron sulfur complex, and in the same way it is accepted by ubiquinone will give it to complex 3. 4 hydrogen ions will be released, it will give it to complex 4. 2 hydrogen ions will be released. So by the FADH2 only 6 hydrogen ions are being released in every by every FADH2 dehydrogenation. But NADH dehydrogenation 10 hydrogen ions are released, 4 here, 4 here and 2 here. So this will be utilized for synthesizing 2.5 ATP, and the hydrogen ions released by the second complex will be utilized in the synthesis of 1.5 ATP. So total how many ATP? 2.5 plus 1.5. How much? So it will be the utilization of 4 ATP. So after this, due to the movement of hydrogen ions into the space, there will be large number of hydrogen ions here. So this will create the positive potential here, and because there will be the hydrogen ions in the matrix will be less in number, so it will be creating the negative potential. So due to the difference in the potential gradient, enzyme ATP synthase will be working here. It will draw 4 hydrogen ions at a time in the presence of enzyme ATP synthase, and it will form ADP, a plus inorganic phosphate, and 1 ATP will be synthesized. Means at a time 4 hydrogen ions, when they are derived, they will be utilized in the synthesis of 1 ATP. So like this complex 5 is working as oxidative phosphorylation, and these 4 complexes are working as electron transport chain. So this is how ATP synthesis takes place by the electron transport chain. So I hope all of you must have understood this. You can listen the video many times, and you can make the notes step by step. So with this, we are ending our today's session. Thank you.